It's time for the hottest show in America. It's time for the Rucker Show, where you get the 411 from A to Z, special guests, and much, much more. So buckle up for a wild, wild ride. The Rucker Show starts now.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rucker Show. I love that song. You know I wrote that, right?
Yeah, whatever, but well, your name is in it enough. Yeah, I would love it too.
I wrote it.
Nobody Al, please.
I paid for it. It's mine. That's no different. That's like
the weave question.
There you go.
It's my hair because I paid for it.
Exactly. So if you pay for it,
all right,
it's
own
mine.
that. Own your song.
I'm gonna own it. That's mine.
Okay.
I get all the royalties from it and everything.
That's funny.
I'm going to make sure we continue playing that song.
And anytime anybody plays it on Facebook, they have to say, I do not own the rights to this music.
You are right. I'm going to make sure we got that line back. You're right about that.
You know you've made it. When you got it on Facebook, people have to make sure that they know that they don't own it. Okay?
I'm going to get my people on that.
You get your people on that because you got a song and some people.
Exactly. Speaking of that, I want to shout out to our news affiliate, WMBT 90.1 FM in Gainesville, Florida.
Come on now.
Our
little family is expanding.
Expanding.
Love it.
I'm glad they added us to the lineup. So what we got going down now?
Man, we are going to talk to comedian David Arnold. I am so excited. He is probably the funniest man that you don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like you've heard him through other comedians. He does a lot of writing, but he is extremely, extremely funny, and we are going to talk to him. We've got all the usuals, Perrier Darling, Out Front, Ask Al, Ass of the Week. We're going to talk about some entertainment. We're also going to talk about some hot topics, but we've got a great show for you in store. But first, we are going to start it off with the pride of Aurora, Illinois. Everybody thinks he's from Chicago, but he's not. He's from Aurora, Illinois.
Yeah.
It is Carl Thomas, one of my favorite songs, I Wish.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yep, right here on the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning into the Al Rucker Show. As always, we got Nikki Woods.
Yes.
We got Se7en the Poet.
Se7en.
We got Lala.
Hey.
And I'm going to let the man introduce himself because I can't remember his name.
Turn the cameras off.
Go right. Let's stop.
This is his first and last day. Matter of fact, me and you switched.
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. We got Bobby Joe here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Hewitt.
You get that a lot too, though, don't you? The
What?
Howard Hewitt reference?
I get anybody light skinned from the 90s. Howard Hewitt. I get Christopher Williams. I remember doing Def Jam the first time I did it a few years back, like the last time they did it, and Christopher Williams came to the show, and I was like, I looked at him, I went, no.
Have you seen him lately?
No.
Fact,
I have seen him lately, and I really went, no.
Yeah. The funny part about that is, no joke, I got him coming to my venue in Houston.
Right.
This Saturday.
Singing.
Yeah, he's singing.
Well, what else would he do?
Listen, it's hard out here.
You can steal something.
All right, well, can I tell you who this is, please?
My name is David A. Arnold.
We know who he is.
Well, but they don't know.
The world
the
don't know.
Might not
this
know.
is his first day with a show, y'all. So let's help him out. We need a chalkboard up here for him so he can write. No, I'm David Arnold. I am David
A. Arnold.
David A. Arnold.
Yes,
that's right.
who has starred with some of the biggest names in comedy, including Shaq, Martin Lawrence, Kelsey Grammer.
You should be my manager.
Kim Whitley. In fact, they did a phenomenal, and I want to talk about this because I learned a lot about relationships just from you and Kim, which is scary in itself.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, he said, she said. And you also do a lot on your Instagram where you talk about relationships. Why are you so passionate about relationships?
Because everybody else is.
Okay. Because you've been in one forever.
Because everybody think it's going to be what it's not. And no matter what history tell them, they think they're going to change the game. And they not. That's why. And it amazes me when people are shocked every time the same stuff happened to them that happened to everybody before them.
Even after they told them.
Even after you tell them. Mm-hmm. And so that, I don't know. I don't know why that just found to be my sweet spot on stage. Outside of the fact, even before I was married, you know what I mean? That's how I was. You know what I mean? And I got sisters. I grew up with all sisters. I got a wife. I got 2 daughters. So I'm really blown away by the way women think, the way y'all minds work is
so
just fascinating.
What do you think is the biggest thing that we're wrong about?
Everything.
Everything.
Can we get a break?
No, you can get a break. No, y'all not mad. Y'all not wrong about everything. What you wrong about is that you gonna change somebody. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing women wrong about. You think that you got the best this and that, and you gonna change. You're not gonna change nobody.
I can't stand when girls think like that.
Well, we saw it on.
Just talking about that in the car.
That's why I'm over just looking at you.
We saw it on Power.
Not the best.
Yes.
We saw it on Power.
Somebody tried to change somebody, and
no, she tried to get him alive for him. What was her name? Tasha tried to get Terry.
She tried to put it on him. So
yeah,
she put it on him, and then afterwards he left.
See,
he got ghosted.
That's what it is.
No pun intended.
Crazy,
let me tell you something. That's the thing. Like, even with my wife, like, the reason our relationship worked now is because it wasn't working.
Right.
And because everybody was trying to tell everybody what each other wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. No. I was like, if I'm going to be here forever, then we're going to tell the truth. The sexist and bullshit. Can I cuss?
Dang.
You can beat that out.
We'll bleep it.
If sometimes it be the bullshit. Don't say dang like you be killing it every time.
Well, I mean,
no, you don't. Sometimes you not good, and everybody ain't
good.
But that's the thing. I'm cool with not being good.
The bottom line is this: I break it down into the functional aspect of why we are here. At first, I got dressed at my house, came to see you, me putting myself together with anticipation. God. I get to you. You've been anticipating me getting there. The energy there. Now I show up, ladies, like, baby, just put me something out. Just put me something together. Whatever you grab, I'm gonna put on. It ain't no excitement.
You mean as time goes on?
Okay, I get it.
We fall into the routine.
You made a leap and didn't take everybody with you. So.
Well, it was too fast.
It was.
I got it though. A little 10-second delay, but I got it
though. Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's the routine that because at first
that kills the excitement.
No,
the quickie,
great.
Do you think
was
so?
Cool. Oh
but you know, like though, I like now you finally got somebody who's in Hollywood who's really telling the truth, and they come out with all these books. I'm gonna tell you to think like a man.
Oh, that bullshit.
There you go.
Is that your word today?
That's just what it's gonna be right now.
Yeah. So I like what
after that. I'm gonna go to praise God. That's my next phrase.
So that's what I like what he's doing right now. He's telling the truth.
Cute.
It's the truth, and that's the thing. People don't want to hear that.
Yeah, don't want to hear that. Want to hear the truth.
Me and my wife, we got into it. Let me tell you, what saved my marriage was divorce. You understand? We was about to get divorced. We realized we couldn't. We couldn't afford it. So then we started working together to get divorced, and in working together, we found out how come we liked each other in the first place.
Wow, that makes sense.
And the next thing you know, the relationship was real. But when it got real, it got uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the thing. If you're going to be in something forever, think about forever. Everybody want to get married, but you don't know what forever feel like.
What I tell them.
If you live to be 80, that's another.
There, right?
You understand how much longer that is?
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that I said, we're going to be here forever, then I'm going to tell the truth.
That's a long time to be faking in front and not be happy because you're lying.
Because you're
trying to make, you know what I'm saying?
And it don't mean
what is the one thing your wife has told you that was just like made you the most uncomfortable? What's the one thing?
That you not as great as you think you are. That you not as, you ain't the end all to be all. There's other niggas out here that will give me what I need. And you realize that. You know what I'm saying? After you realize, you're like, all right, let me try something. Let me try something different. Because I pride myself on the fact that I take care of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I pay all to be like, y'all don't know me. You don't know how fantastic I am. I'm incredible. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. I don't have no job. This is what I guarantee you. You come watch me perform, and you're gonna be like, how come I ain't never seen this nigga before? Why? Because it's Hollywood. Everything that you see ain't what you see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know the people at my house know. And you know what I mean? I told my wife, I said, let me tell you something. What you need. What you want that you need. Nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing. So if I give you everything you need, then I need you to give me what I need. I don't need you to be sleepy. I don't need no sleepy sex. I need you. I'm tired. Well, I need you to save your last 9.5 minutes of the day for me. That's what I need. If I want it. If it don't, I need them 9.5 minutes to roll over to the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel.
You
now,
bank the minutes?
I bank the minutes.
I
should be able to bank the minutes. Roll over.
Like
that's how I feel.
I'm with him.
That's how
you have reached a place of honesty that a lot of men
never gonna get to.
Okay, now look.
But it takes the right woman, though. It takes the right woman.
That's exactly it.
The right woman has to be able to accept that.
That's right.
Yeah, because most of them can't handle the truth.
But this is the thing. No.
Why are you
Yeah. You got to find the right woman that can accept that. How long you been married?
15 years.
See,
I think.
At what point were y'all about to get a divorce?
7.5 years in.
Oh,
So it was
6.5 years.
It's like
in.
that 7-year itch.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But it's good now. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still be problems, but you know,
you always gonna have problems.
You always, but you just deal with them differently. I don't argue about everything. I mess with her mind. I do little stuff.
What I tell y'all? Remember I said that?
Yeah,
I said that. I've been with my wife 27 years.
Oh yeah. See, he in the game. That's why when you see people that be in love, you be like, all right.
See, bro, let me tell you. So on the cast, I'm the dude. I don't believe in marriage. I don't believe.
But that's good for you though. That's different though.
He don't believe in love.
Good.
He don't believe in love.
That's fine. But if that worked for you, that's
good.
good.
It's not that I don't believe in love. It's the cliche definition that everybody defines in relationships.
Yeah. It ain't that.
I'm not doing none of that.
Well, this is the thing. What you said is this. Everybody put love in a box. Love is what you make it to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's really what it is. Love for him and his wife may be one thing. Love for me and my wife be another thing.
True.
Same with her and her guy. And sooner or later, the person she may date.
Like, he and I.
I'm here for you to say really.
I thought it was going to be giving you the eye. David, before we let you go, tell us how we can find you on Instagram, because you and those adorable daughters of yours say the funniest thing.
Oh, their hair is fine.
It's on their head, right?
Never mind. He got the whole.
He was about to tell you. I'm trying to save him.
The hair is it's the David A. Arnold. I started about 8 weeks ago doing these videos, and I guess I done picked up about 55,000 followers in about 6 weeks.
They're hilarious.
Just from going on there telling the truth. Yeah. 60 seconds at a time. And it was, just because these other comedians is doing it, so I was like, I can't take it no more. I can't
That's
take
right.
it. So I started doing it.
You did air quotes. It was like air quotes in your head. Those other comedians.
Internet comedians.
What's wrong with that?
They're not good. They're not good in the long run.
Watch your mouth.
They're not good in the long run. I mean, are you an internet comedian?
Yup.
Okay, so you got a good, 15 minutes, 20 minutes on stage? How long you got?
It's different.
There we go. There's my point right there. And it don't mean you're not good, but let me say something.
It's a different lane, though.
It is a different lane, but
But that don't mean that we're not good. We're just
I'm talking about a stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is an hour and 15 minutes.
Here we go.
Stand-up comedy ain't 8.5 minutes. That's a whole different world. But it don't mean you're not good.
Hold that, David. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back to it. Hold on. We're going to take a break. Hold on. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Right back. You tuned into the Al Rucker Show. Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. We're going to continue where we left off at. You got I'm going to use a veteran comedian versus a new school comedian.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go at it. Go on and finish doing what you was doing.
We basically just came to the conclusion that it's apples to oranges.
Yes, it's two different things. I'm not trying to, but there are comedians who start off, on the Instagram, and they build all these followings, and you can send out a tweet or send out a post, and you'll fill up a club, and then people come there to watch you perform. Not you, some of these comedians,
and they fail,
and that's
very
my point.
much so.
And so like for me, what I did as a comic, and a lot of other comedians, especially older comics who didn't have this, I said I'm not going to complain about what the game has become. I'm going to play the game with you.
And that's what you have to
do. And that's why I said 6 weeks ago I started this, and I done picked up damn near 60,000 followers like that.
Yeah.
Because I figure if I can be funny on stage for an hour, I can give you 60 seconds a day.
And look, I literally agree. A lot of old school, the traditional way. Exactly. They're like, you ain't doing that. Right, no, exactly. I'm doing it for 2018.
That's right.
I'm doing it for my time.
That's the real.
I heard
somebody say that if we don't, it goes with anything. If you don't keep up with the current times,
they're gonna leave.
You're gonna fall off. Exactly.
Right. And like I can't lie, I'm trying to figure out. Because, the school I come from, men just not supposed to be walking around with cameras in their face all day. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? So
it does feel weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't have a snap. I don't have a snap because I'm not.
Don't get me wrong. It's weird to me, too, even though I live on it.
They said that about skinny
Really?
Yeah, it's weird to me, too. When people pop up in my face with a camera, it still catches me off guard.
And the power.
Wow.
Let me tell you something.
That's crazy.
The power of this social media. I've been doing these videos, honestly, for about 7 weeks. I have been stopped more times. I was in Atlanta. I was in DC. I was in like 4 different cities. I got stopped in 3 different malls to take pictures about these damn videos.
Yes.
I take them, but I'm mad. Because I'm like, I can't. This is what I mean.
Because you've been doing it for years.
I've been doing stand up for 20 years.
Right.
I know.
You ain't never seen me. She about to get me now on this.
Yeah.
And it's going to change everything. So I was like, this is ridiculous. But if that's what it is,
that's 2018.
Yeah, but
I'm going to do it.
And
But that's
another thing,
the change of the time.
Exactly. And I don't mind going with
it's
it.
the comfortability thing too. They're looking at you every day, so
Exactly.
they feel like they know you at this
Exactly.
point.
That's a great
That's the
When
point.
they see you on
Great
stage
point.
and you leave, you not shaking their hands and all that extra
And bye.
stuff.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you
right.
out of there. So it's not that comfortability. Now they're
done
like,
sold
he is
tickets.
funny.
So
I know
this,
him.
so this is my
Yeah.
question to you. You being a veteran comedian, and then she's being a new school comedian.
Right.
Are you really mad at the new
No.
school now?
No,
'Cause
I'm not.
I hear a
No,
lot
no.
of old comedians.
No,
they
I'm
don't
not.
like it.
You know what? I'm not mad at it. What I'm mad at is some of the audience members who come to clubs and then they be shocked when people get on stage and they only got 15 minutes and they run out of gas and they be mad.
Okay, but
That's the thing. I'm like, you only seen this person do this for 60 seconds at a time with the help of the edit and the loop. That's not stand up.
But what
That's a
I have
different
heard
event.
veteran comedians say is what they're upset is not that there's a new line of comedians
Right,
coming up,
right.
but that they don't respect the work that
Oh,
the
yeah.
veterans have
Oh,
put
a lot
in
of them
to
don't.
become who
Oh, yeah,
they
a lot of
are.
them don't.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, listen.
That's every profession.
That's every
really.
profession.
Yeah.
And like I said, you either complain about it or you know, or you get with the times. I
gotta
was like,
get
I'm
with
going to
the
get with the times.
times.
And I can, this right here, I can do this.
All it's going
I
to
can
take
do
is
this.
for
Oh,
one
I-
of your videos to hit viral, and next thing you know, they're going to come looking for you.
I put a video up 2 weeks ago. That video on 8 o'clock in the morning. It was on the KTLA News at 1 o'clock. It just got picked up by Ellen yesterday.
Which
It's called Back to School. It's a school I did called Back to School. The first day of school, how parents react when they got to take their kids back to school. That video has gone viral on Facebook because I put them on both.
Right.
Facebook, over 100 million views on my videos.
I love the ones with your girls asking you to help them with their homework.
Oh yeah,
And how they
I just stay in my lane. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
But
follow
here's
her.
the thing:
And it's
the
killing.
reason why you're going to pop is because the people who's on social media, they're younger. You
Yes.
are a voice for
Yes.
the older people,
Right.
and you have a look of that. So you're creating a lane.
Exactly. And I'm gonna stay in my lane and do what I do. I'm not gonna try to do. I don't know nothing about these people arguing and Cardi B and all that. None of that shit. And I don't care about none of that. I know about my kids, my relationship. That is what I do. I stay in my lane,
That's
and I'm good.
super relatable.
You know what I'm saying?
and they're
everybody
good. And they're
pretty good.
Yeah,
they're pretty
they
good.
are. They
I
really are.
got just so you know, I got a new season of Fuller House coming out. I'm sure y'all don't watch that show. It's the whitest
On
show in the world.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm the producer and writer of that show. Season 4
Wait.
come out. When does that come out? December, I think. And that I'm doing my stand-up special. I'm filming in my hometown in Cleveland, Ohio, October 25th. That's for Netflix.
Yeah.
This is my second hour that I'm doing. I'm looking forward to doing that. Kim Whitley and I are on tour. We're in Jacksonville, Florida. This weekend we'll be in the Arlington Improv, October 12th through the 14th. And then I'll be out on tour all over the country by myself after that. So it's things are going great. I'm very excited.
So you and LeBron moved to LA, huh?
Yes. Well, I left a long time
I was going to
ago.
say, you were there
I left when
first.
LeBron was in middle school. So,
All right, thank
but
you
this
so
has been
much.
dope. Thank you.
No, we appreciate
Man,
it.
it's nice to
Yeah.
meet you, brother.
Same
It
here,
really
man.
good.
Same
Really
here.
good. This is
Same
dope.
here,
And
man.
nice to
They
meet
shake
you.
hands.
We gotta make sure we take a picture and put it up. So now that I know that you're running shit over here.
Yeah, because how many followers you got on?
Oh no, just 2 million.
2 million.
Yeah.
I got
It's
60,000.
serious. Well,
And I was excited.
we'll see
If
what
she
you
did,
have in 2
I
weeks.
need you to repost every one of my
Look.
videos.
In 6 weeks, 60,000. That's banging.
Is it good?
Hell yeah.
That's good.
You did 100,000 last month, right?
Every month.
That's crazy.
I was going to say, please
That's
don't start
crazy.
talking numbers.
No. Lala. Let me tell you
I'm
something.
just playing, but I'm saying.
no.
Get
but
off,
that's
get
dope.
off, get off my co-host.
That's dope.
Get off my
100 million.
co-host.
Let me tell
I
you
was
something. That's
propping her
dope.
up.
Oh, okay, all right. Get
Yeah,
off my
that's-
But
co-host.
for real, starting off from zero,
Look at it,
going
get off,
to
look at
60,000,
it.
you booming.
Get mad.
You booming.
Say, now I need to know.
So follow David on Instagram. Follow
The
Al's
David A.R.
co-host on Instagram.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break.
No
We'll
wonder
be
my-
back.
no
The
wonder-
Al Rucker Show. How about that?
There you go. Look at it. She getting
No wonder
mad.
my Instagram was blowing up. It's you. I thought it was me.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show, and we're at that segment we call Perrier Darling, where Perrier breaks down a record. I guess I can say layman terms, and we all can understand it. Perrier, how you doing?
I'm excited to be here.
You excited?
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
And Lala, you darling.
I'm feeling good or whatever you know.
I may have to break that down one day. And you there, Nikki.
I am awesome, thank you.
I heard you were in an altercation.
Oh, stop. Don't you even think about it.
What do you mean? I heard you were upset with someone at the National.
Not that Nikki. Not that Nikki.
I do it.
See?
All of you.
All of those Nickies. You get them all mixed up.
I get confused sometimes. Anyway, today we have a song by one of my favorites from the Young Thug. And the name of the song is Dirty Shoes. We will get into this right now. Where's the clip? Yes. I'm just as confused now that it's...
I'm always confused.
He says, yeah. I don't know if that's how he said it, but it is. Yeah, but Balenciaga Triple S the first whip. Can anyone help me with it? The Triple S on the first whip.
What's the name of the song again?
Dirty Shoes.
Dirty Shoes. Balenciaga is the shoe.
Mm-hmm. You think it makes sense?
Or maybe the car is dirty. The rims on the car are dirty. I don't. Triple S. Triple LMNOP. I don't. He says, my ninjas call me CVS because I keep the syrup with me. Yes, he's not talking about Aunt Jemima.
I was like, that's deep.
NyQuil, perhaps?
No, this is not K-Row. Because he goes on to name it in the next line, Purple Act. Yes, that is the name of the drink. Purple Act, Purple Kush, yes, and Purple Perks. I feel he's missing one thing. He should have Lala with him.
Why me?
Your
Because
hair.
your purple hair.
Just complete some.
And y'all have to check the video on YouTube and check it out.
Look, I got a little nervous. I don't want none of that association.
With Young Thug, I mean, you guys can share clothes and.
Yeah, you're going too far. You're going too far.
Okay, no, it's okay.
Ooh, period, darling. Trying to start some period drama.
He says, I tote the fear of God by the jeans with the skirt. Like I just said. Yes. That is obviously a gun reference. The fear of God. Just the pistol. The boomstick. The blah blah. The blocker. Yes.
The blocker.
Yes. This concludes Perrier's breakdown of Dirty Shoes by Young Thug. He is a very creative artist. His music is difficult to understand, that it is written in high moral turpitude and character.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. We got a lot more coming up, which is a good thing because my goodness, we have learned so much there. But we have Ask Al, we have Ass of the Week, we also have Out Front with Nikki Woods. All of that and more right after this on the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. We're at this segment where my girl Lala talks about it or basically updates us about social media.
Yes. Well, this is a very, very, very sad story. The passing of Mac Miller due to an overdose. Of course, when it hit the internet, it went crazy. So many rappers, had sent their condolences. A lot of people were saying that they were just with him, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's really, really sad because the same drugs that are killing our young people are the same ones that a lot of people are promoting in the songs. For example, he just broke down some lyrics and he was talking about purple, stuff like that. And we just watch it tear people apart. So, yeah.
And and it's funny because I think one thing that I've learned from social media is just how far reaching some of these celebrities are with other celebrities. Like Chance the Rapper did this whole thing on Twitter because I guess Mac put him on the stage for one of his very first performances, and he was just talking about what a giving person he was and how generous he was and how, you know, he was really taken aback. And so to see how all of these relationships play out. But I guess my biggest question, because we've seen this with other celebrities, is why then don't people see how in trouble some of these celebrities are?
Because it's maintaining. It's nothing to be lit at the party. Think about how ambiguously dangerous that is. You know, oh man, he was lit, or he was faded, but nobody ever says, you know what I'm saying, but to what degree? You know what I mean? And then the thing is, whether music, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, where music is concerned, man, music has promoted levels of consciousness that only drugs could get you to since the beginning of time. I mean, and it's taken some of our best. Yeah, you know.
And I mean, absolutely. I guess the question is that part of the culture? Because when you in that,
no, I absolutely think it's part of the culture, but I think that it's part of the culture, and then it goes too far.
Yeah, it does.
And I think you know when people are going too far. Just like didn't they drive Ben Affleck? Was it that the one that they took him back to rehab because they saw that he was going back into that behavior? I mean, there are people, you know, when somebody is,
and we see Lamar
out of control.
Odom.
Yes, absolutely. Good point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's their responsibility, but I think it's a question we have to ask.
Who helped Ray kick? Why did we not catch Jimi Hendrix? You know what I'm saying? Like people.
It's crazy, and nowadays you can even, for example, do y'all remember Boot Gang, the one who was he was a social media influencer for running around stealing stuff. Anyways, he did an interview. And he was super, super gone. And his friend literally let him take the picture, and he was dangling there incoherent.
Wow.
And it's like, it's the people who you hang around a lot of times, too. Because you're the breadwinner for all of these people.
I was going to say,
that was the same for Mac, but they're not going to tell you no, because then you might get cut off from
your
lifestyle.
They don't want to stop the check.
Wow.
So that's kind of part of it, too. But
them not your friends, though.
No.
But they don't know that. They don't see it like that. Whenever somebody's with you 24/7 and you turning up with them all the time, and that's all you do, and there's no real situation to test their true friendship, how you gonna know?
And it's that entourage. You know, you got the entourage with you, so they just want to be down. So whatever's going on, they gonna encourage it and push it.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Mac Miller. And to all the fans, family, friends, and everybody like that. And y'all, if there's somebody who you see struggling with drugs, just make sure you be an open ear. Try to help them out. You know, don't let it go unnoticed. So
because you don't want to regret it once something hits the fan.
Absolutely.
On another note, a more interesting note, I guess, or conversation note, I saw that there was a big conversation on social media about partners and how many you should have and how many is too many for a man. What happened?
Oh, girl. Wait, you talking about Brandy?
I'm talking about Brandy.
Okay, so literally Brandy and Jason Maxwell were on Ayanna Fix My Life. Mind you, I know her from Basketball Wives, and apparently he plays sports, whatnot. But yeah, he basically said that throughout the course of their relationship, I want to say, I could be giving him benefit of the doubt, 341 other women he slept with on her. And my question
that's not really cheating.
Huh?
What is it?
What
is it really?
Are you okay?
I feel some way.
Are you okay?
Explain what it is.
I want to hear this. Are
you
one.
okay?
I want to hear this.
We all want to know what it is.
I want to know what this one is.
If it's not cheating,
what is it?
STDing.
Nah, it's not cheating. STDing. That's like life. That's like breathing. 341. He did that every day.
Oh, so that was just his lifestyle.
That's just
I get what
who
you're
he
saying.
was. You can't.
Yeah,
It ain't even. Watch this here. If he cheated 341 days, she knew about at least 41.
I was getting ready to say, does she say on Ayanna Fix My Life, like when she found out?
She knew of 8. She knew about 8.
Right.
And he went on national TV and admitted to 341.
Watch this here.
Yeah.
You got the 8. You got the 8. I ain't never. Every time I ever got busted, I ain't get past 1. So you got 8.
That's what I was about to say.
So guess what? It ain't cheating. It's a way of life. She needs to shut up because he was doing that every day. He was breathing.
And I think that you're right. I'm just going to say this really quick. I think that you're right that it's sometimes we have to own up for what we allow, and she allowed that.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you allow him to do 8, what difference does it make if it's 8 or if it's 200? At what point is it like
he wasn't cheating? Girl. You know what he was doing? Living his best life.
Hey. No, but I have a question.
He was going back and forth with his wife.
We were rhyming.
That's crazy.
It was a verse. So, but even if you're not together and you're dating a man and you have that conversation, like how many people have you been with? You should probably never ask, but if you do,
don't.
And he says 341, what do you do?
I ain't going to ask a man how many people he's been with because it doesn't matter to me. All I need to know is, are you clean? Okay? That's all I care about because you had a life before me and you'll have one after me. But with that being said, if it's while we're together, that's a whole nother problem. Yeah. And if I find out about one, I'm done.
Let me tell you something why you can't even complain.
Who can't complain?
She can't.
Oh, she can't complain.
I need you to take a Valium.
She is.
I need
Did
you
get
to
cheated on?
Valium.
She lit.
Did you get cheated on?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
You acting like it happened this morning.
No, not that I know of.
You act like it happened this morning.
Go and tell us. So what?
Yeah, she is
Let me
lit.
tell you something. Watch this here, though. A dude cheated on you 341 times in a year. You need to drink some water.
Oh.
You need some pineapples.
Please, we just discussed that. How that ain't gonna make him stay.
Whack.
No, that has nothing to do
with
it.
I passed that up 341 times. That's whack.
Not even that. He was a freaking.
That's whack.
I think that it's just he probably got hyped with all the attention. He ain't never had it before, and he just went crazy.
No, you.
If I hopped over you 341 times, you're whack.
What about all the times that he was dealing with her? I think it's something with him.
It's him. It's part of his character, like you said. That's all it is.
Him.
But I want to hear what everybody else has to say.
I bet she got chronic yeast infection or something.
God. Why it gotta be her?
Continue.
He skipped over that 341 times, Joe. I don't care what y'all say, dog. It's something wrong.
Something is wrong.
But you know what? Who's to say too? How he could have had 10 girls in the bedroom at one time for one day, so it could have just been 30 times he cheated, but just 10 different women every time. You know what I'm saying?
Dudes ain't that lie.
No.
we figure out quickly with that 3-piece.
That ain't nothing compared with Wilt.
This is
hey,
extra
Wilt
work.
said he had what?
Yeah, Wilt was off the chain.
So
Wilt was at 500, I think.
Who's that?
No, Wilt Chamberlain.
Nah, Wilt was at a couple thousand.
Was it?
Yeah. Dang. I think Wilt said 10,000 people.
That's a community thing.
So he got some catching up to do. He got some catching up.
Well, let's not mercy.
Wilt did a whole little country town.
He really did. So I really want people to call in and let us know what they think about it. So, like 341 times. How many times would it take for you to leave? You can hit us up and we'll see what people think.
And don't call and say one when you still with the same dude and he done messed with 10 already. All right.
Okay. We'll be back with more. We're taking your phone calls on the Al Rucker Show.
You tune back into the Al Rucker Show, and as always, you got Se7en the Poet, you got Nikki Woods, you got Lala, you got myself, Al Rucker, and we're at that segment we call Ask Al, which happens to be my favorite segment.
Why?
Because it says Ask Al.
Okay. When the name is in the title.
Hey, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Lala, what we got going on?
Okay, this one says, Al, my coworker has a body odor problem and I can't take it anymore. I dropped all kinds of hints like air fresheners on my desk, but nothing is getting through to him. My girlfriend jokingly suggested that I play Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk in front of him or leave a Febreze coupon from Target on his desk. I actually thought about it, but I don't want to be rude. Our call center cubicles are next to each other at the back of our office in a high-rise building, so there are no open windows. Please, excuse me, he goes to the gym twice a week at lunchtime. I guess I need to be transparent and tell you that he's also from a different country.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't.
You can read into that however you choose, Al. But I think you get the hint. I've mentioned the issue to my supervisor and was promised a cubicle change as soon as one is vacated. So I'm trying to hold on. You and your team are good at problem solving, so I need you guys' help. Please help me out. Signed, I want to work from home. Houston, Texas.
Go ahead, Lala. I'm going to let you lead this one.
It sounds like it stank. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I think it's just a thing of being mature and pulling your coworker to the side, honestly. And I know it's crazy, it's taboo, but people be afraid to say, look, your breath stink, people are talking about it. I want to tell you. Hell, address it.
Yeah, I actually managed somebody, and we had that issue. Like, people were, it was just very offensive, and it is a human resources issue. So they can take some action if it is offensive to the work environment.
Yeah, but it's a human resources issue. As a coworker, you know what I'm saying, what give you the authority to tell me how I need to smell or tell me anything, especially if we're on the same level. Well, if they don't have that kind of relationship, you know what I'm saying, then whomever the person that wrote the letter in is putting themselves in jeopardy. I would play from a point of power, which is I'm in control. I would go to an ear, nose, throat specialist and get a diagnosis that, I can't handle severe joints.
You take some of the doctor's note.
Then go ahead and get some paid leave.
Take medical leave because I already went to management and they told me they was gonna change my cubicle, right?
And they
ain't changed.
So
handle
now,
that. When y'all handle that, hit me back.
That's funny.
But y'all gonna pay me.
That's smart.
But I'm gonna tell you,
y'all gonna pay me until y'all do.
But to tell you, what stuck out to me was in the letter, he said he's from another country. So, and I had this experience years ago when I was.
And please don't name a country.
No, I'm not gonna name a country, but it was a guy who worked with me. And he had the same problem.
Right.
So
he was from Brenham.
No, he's so crazy. But at the end of the day, I went to him. I say, bro, you got a little older right there. He's like, in my country, we don't wear deodorant.
Right.
And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, we don't wear deodorant and we don't use toilet paper.
Wait, what?
We didn't have to add that part in.
He didn't use toilet paper.
So,
because
what about baby wipes?
They have bidets.
No, they don't do baby wipes.
So what? But do they wipe?
They have.
I didn't ask him that. But when he told me that, I was like, bro, you nasty.
We need you to go back and ask.
No,
I need the information.
No, I'm not. You never ask a man, hey man, how you wipe your ass? Don't do that. Listen, they use bidets.
They use what?
You know,
bidets,
the toilets that rinse.
Yeah, so they just use.
So they wash.
They let the water. Yeah, you know what? He did tell me that.
They wash.
Yeah, and I said, where do you wash it? And he said, in the sink.
They have a lot of those in Jamaica, but I never.
Wash his head.
I think we still use toilet paper in Jamaica.
Now I got in my house in Jamaica. We got a regular toilet.
Some of them have
it's
the
an
water
addition.
gun
It's not just the only
from the
thing.
sink.
No, my house was built.
The water gun from the sink.
Yeah, like the one that you use to rinse the dishes with.
I'm not saying that.
They have some attached to the toilet.
Yeah, I was going to say you have a toilet and a bidet. You don't have one or the other.
My old neighbor, she uses toilet paper, but in addition to that, she said every time that they use the restroom, they use soap and water and a washcloth, and they do like a mini bath every time.
That was my mom.
I could see that.
Yeah.
This has been bathroom talk.
But I got a homeboy. Every time he goes to the bathroom, he takes a shower afterwards.
So all in all, what would we advise her to do though?
I told her, go to the doctor.
I think that's
play from
genius.
from a position of power. Then they're in no rush to change her situation. She's uncomfortable.
As someone who employs people, that ain't gonna work. She can go get a doctor note all day long.
But I think you have to make it official. I think that people are going to tell her, and it's going to become a combative situation because she's going to get defensive, or he's going to get defensive. So I think you have to make it official, and I think it has to start being on the record if you really are going to get her to change her behavior.
Because let's say she go to him, and then he writes to HR. Now he feels he's in a hostile work environment.
Yeah, which he can do that.
Right, but now she in trouble just because he stinks.
Yeah. I think the bottom line is she needs to upgrade and find another job. She ain't working in the cubicle no more.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with Out Front with Nikki Woods and more.
Look at Seven. He's like, yeah, it's probably for you to tell.
On the Al Rucker Show.
Good luck, girl.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show with Se7en the Poet.
Hey.
You got myself, and you got Nikki Woods, and we're at the segment called Nikki Woods Out Front.
Out Front with Nikki Woods.
I did it backwards. Out Front Out front with Nikki Woods, or front.
Whatever, my name is in the title, right? My name is in the title. Yeah, okay.
And who do we have? We have this beautiful lady on the screen. Who is this?
We have Debbie Ashley. I am extremely excited to talk to her. One of the biggest issues that I find, and you know this is a businessman, and Se7en you too, but especially with women, I think it's so hard for us to kind of step out on our own because we don't take enough time to establish, first of all, the business, but also the platform that is going to allow people to find the business. And I think Debbie has a really unique way of helping us do that. Debbie Ashley, she's a board member of the National Black MBA Association. She is in Atlanta, Georgia, and she left a 6-figure corporate career to launch her marketing company. She's been featured in O Magazine and a lot of different other media outlets because she is the bomb. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to help and share with your audience.
So what is the first thing that you tell women when they decide that, okay, I'm ready to leave my job, I want to move into something else? What is the first thing you tell them to do?
Get clarity. So, there's a difference between I want to leave my job because I want to leave my job and I hate it. So now I'm going to jump into entrepreneurship thinking that's the easiest thing on
right. Which is not.
Absolutely not.
And then there's this is what I know I'm born to do. I want to chase my purpose, and my purpose is to help others through my story or my expertise. That's going to make you, no matter what happens, because there's obviously a lot of ups and downs, that's going to make you want to stick with it no matter what.
Now, absolutely. Absolutely. And you said the clarity, but you also talked about, just the the wrong perception that people have about how easy it is, even if it is your passion, how easy or hard it is to start your own business and be an entrepreneur. Can you speak to that just for a little bit?
Well, okay, I can give my example.
And I'll give mine because I think we probably had similar examples.
My background, I have at least 20 years experience, which is mostly focused on business. I've had other businesses before, but they were part-time, right? So of course, while you're in the background watching, everything looks easy. You kind of fool yourself into thinking it is easy because of course I have this experience in marketing. Of course I can do it. I think the hard thing going in is attempting to now build your own brand as a product and marketing yourself. So I think it's very important to have that, not only obviously the knowledge of business or have someone who can help you, but it's the understanding that things are not always as they seem or how they look.
Absolutely. And I agree. And I really took for granted because I had started building my business when I still was getting a check every 2 weeks. And so it was very fun. It was comfortable. It was like, I had and then when I went full-time entrepreneur, I was like, whoa. Right. You hit that first bump as anybody is going to hit, that first challenge, that first time a client decides they don't want to pay you or whatever. And it just totally flips. And I think that it's been the biggest faith walk, I think, of my life to really just trust not only, in him, but also in my own ability to sustain me and my family.
When you asked her what was the first step and she said clarity, my first question to her was going to be like, where you get your faith from, where you buy, because to leave a 6-figure gig to do entrepreneurship, that takes a great level of faith.
It's called peace of mind.
Yeah, I think it is peace.
It's peace. It's peace. Trust me.
But that peace is disrupted as soon as when that first bill hit, or you don't get that first check.
In reality, I understand exactly what she's saying because when I quit corporate America, I was making 6 figures, but it wasn't. What motivated me was I saw how much money I was making in the company I was working for.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh, no, we got to do something different because I made high 6 figures, but I was making them 7 figures. Right. And I was making them 7 figures on a monthly basis. And I was like, wait a minute, this ain't balancing out right. So at the end of the day, it was to the point where I just felt that I was giving so much, but I was only getting back. I wasn't getting enough back based on what I was making them. So at the end of the day, when I left, man, trust me, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, it was like that when I quit my job too.
Okay, back to you, Debbie. Back to you. And this is kind of off topic, but you brought up something, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I just had this conversation with a friend of mine who's been in corporate America for so long, and they've never even thought about like their own personal brand or who they are outside of the company. Do you still run into, because it just is so surprising to me, is, you know, in this social media world, in this online, you know, situation that we have, that people don't consider themselves a brand, that they're still so highly tied to their company that, you know, they don't think of themselves as valuable outside of that. Do you still find that with women that you work with and coach?
I definitely find that. I think what's even more surprising, because a lot of people, they say, well, I don't really need a personal brand. I think what they don't realize is you already have it. So it's other people are viewing you in a specific way, and based on how you show up and your content, they're making their own decisions about who you are. So if you don't take hold and decide, this is how I want to present myself, and this is how I want to show myself to the world, people will start making things up about you. And that's the last thing that you want. That's how elections are won.
Yeah, exactly. And I always tell people, because people are like, well, this is my brand. I'm like, it's not what you want your brand to be necessarily. It's like what people perceive your brand to be, and that is not always the same thing. So if you need help with your brand, if you need help with marketing, Debbie is your girl. But I want to ask you about the name of your company. How did you come up with the name of your company?
Well, here's the funny thing. So, I knew the online space existed, but I didn't know there was this whole world of people, and they didn't really, there's a difference between what we see in business and online. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do the traditional, the DeborahAshley.com. I had like my own private board of directors at my job. There were like 3 people who were in on it. So they knew everything about what I was doing. So I pretty much use them as a test market. So it's a difference between, helping people to thrive, VU. And then the VU just came from, I thought of Yahoo, I thought of Starbucks. I was like, wait a minute, Starbucks has nothing to do with coffee. Yahoo has nothing to do, the name has nothing to do with search engines. So I said, well, I can do it too. I can make this a name. I can make this a thing.
I was like, that was the most interesting process for coming up with a name. But you can find her online at thrivevoo.com. That's THRIVOO.com. Debbie, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you participating in the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope everyone got a lot from it.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, do we feel more confident as we pursue our dreams?
You got to.
Se7en don't look confident at all. All right. Well, we've got more on the way. I'm confident about that. So stay tuned. You are listening to the Al Rucker Show.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. You got Se7en the Poet.
Say, Mike.
You got Nikki Woods.
Yes.
You got yours truly, Al Rucker. And we got a special guest. She got all these books that she claims she wrote, and she talking about girl power and head games and all that. And you want to be called Miss Morris, or you want to be called Miss Honeybee?
Miss Honeybee for you.
Ooh.
Everybody else is just Honeybee.
Okay, Miss Honeybee for me. So how you doing, Miss Honeybee?
I'm doing good over here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing
How y'all
good.
doing?
So you trying to trick us? You saw how her voice didn't change?
No.
She trying to throw the cute voice on.
Wait, let us get her credentials out first, because she is a New York Times best-selling author.
26 times over.
26 titles in publication. Her most recent one is Head Games. And I thought this would be a great conversation just about the games that men play.
Wait.
Quite simply.
Okay.
Oh, but women got a certain level of head games.
Well, we're going to talk about the games that men play first.
Ready.
So why the book Head Games, Mary?
I wrote Head Games because men play head games and men play head games, right? That thing down there don't have no sense, right? And it's all over the media. You don't have to take my word for it. Just turn on the television and you can look at from anywhere from the Pope to the pulpit, anywhere else, right? So I just had to write this book to put my girls up on some game. Now, I know some of the women may think like I'm treating the guys like, the girls really hard in this book, but I have to, because that's how men are. You either get game or you get played. That's why I wrote the book. It's for my girls.
Go ahead, Se7en. I'm going to let you start it off. We're going to tag team on
Man, let me tell you something, dog. You can't play no games with no woman. Every game you look at comes with parameters, fields, rules. Let me tell you something about women game. It ain't no rules. It ain't no field. Sometimes there ain't even no stadium. You wake up, you don't even have no pads on. You in the game. You don't know. Tell you something about them. And I ain't, nah. Where the book for fellas at?
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. You can talk that if you want to, but I wrote it for my girls because guys play games. Women are better at it when they're like me, right? And like Nikki. But a lot of my girls out there, they just letting guys get away with all kind of stuff. Like I always say, don't touch your purse, because if you can't feed you, he sure enough can't do what? Hello. So, don't be touching your purse trying to go out with no guy because he just be trying to talk up on your time, and we ain't having it.
So the question I got is, so what gives you the credentials to write a book that says head games and say that we play games? Where you getting this knowledge from?
Okay, so do we want to start with book number 1, or do you want me to back into this from Head Games book number 26?
No, let's talk about
in terms of the credentials.
Let's go ahead.
Credentials are, I talk to countless men, right? A lot of you guys are out there just trying to run game. It doesn't work for me, but it works on a lot of my girls, and I really don't like that. So I have the credentials to write it because I'm a New York Times bestselling author, because I have been through a lot of stuff. We don't want to go that.
She got game down. She got game down. You got game down. She got game down, bro.
You got game down big time. So what I'm saying is, I'm not questioning that you a New York Times bestseller. I'm questioning where you getting the information from. Who's giving you this information?
Her girls.
That's what I'm talking about.
Her girls.
All the guys that I meet. I meet a lot of guys. The women that I talk to, there are a lot of people out there. The media, for one, you can start with that because there's so many different avenues in terms of dealing with guys. I deal with guys all the time. But see, I'm a run game because I'm not going to get played. And that's how honey.
So what kind of game are men running?
So much.
That's my question. Like, what is the biggest problem that women have when it comes to men running game? What's like the biggest issue?
He say he's single, but he not.
No, the biggest one, there's a couple of things. I'm going to answer that from 2 different directions. Okay. One of the problems is that too many women think that having a man and being married actually solidifies who they are as an individual. And it does not, because a lot of times what it does is just the reverse. If you get that guy who's trying to come up on your coins, right, and you taking care of him, you have done just the opposite. The main game a lot of guys try to run, if you, as a woman, already assume that if he's interested in you, he wants to get to the Punan Tang, that's the game that guys run, and they'll say and do just about anything to get at it and to get in it. And so that's where I'm trying to help my girls out with head games is don't get played.
Hey,
don't get played.
I don't understand.
Why I got 7 syllables?
He's back to the Poo Tang.
Exactly.
Tang. You need like 2 hands for all of that. Tang.
So where are you from, Honeybee?
Originally from New Orleans.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
That did it right there. That did it right there. That did it right there.
Yeah, she done put stuff in the spaghetti.
Yeah, and everything.
Done buried his drawers in the yard.
I don't even have to do all that. My game is better than that. No, I don't have to do anything to your sauce.
So are you married?
I have been married before. I am happily divorced.
She got that shoot.
So
now people ask me why I'm not married and why I don't have a husband, and I tell them I'm happy and I want to stay that way because a husband ain't nothing but a headache. All he wants you to do is cater to him.
So basically, you telling your girls how to stay single.
I'm telling my girls how to stay happy.
Thank you.
Because if you find a good guy, that's one thing. But a lot of guys out here playing games and Garrett, why you not married? Because I'm happy and I want to stay that way. I ain't trying to cater to no man. That's just a waste of my time.
If you can see the looks, you guys gotta watch this on YouTube because the looks on Se7en and Al's face is priceless.
Because we know.
No, we know.
Me and Al just had a whole conversation. We ain't got to
silent conversation.
We ain't got to say nothing else.
She ain't. Wait till you come to Houston. We're gonna show you what game it is.
I'm coming. I'm coming back. I was just there. I'll be back.
Yeah, you need to look up. You need to come with me at 7. You need to call one of us. We're gonna show you what game really is.
I think you guys need to go ahead on and send me a ticket. You buy, I fly. I'll be there.
Right.
Listen, Miss Honeybee.
Trust me, you don't want them kind of problems. You don't want them.
I ain't spending no money to come see no man. I come see Nikki. That's my girl.
You ain't got to spend no money, but trust me, you gonna pay for something.
No, I'm not gonna pay.
Trust me. I'll pay. I'll get you.
You gonna like it.
I sure is.
I know 7. This is the only time 7 has had to sit back.
Trust me.
7 has had to sit back in a conversation.
Yeah, we gonna get you down here.
So Head Games is out, available for purchase. You can definitely check because Mary. Let me tell you, Mary is making moves.
I see.
Mary's Head Games. Mary got a radio show. If you just log onto her Facebook, she's got close to 1 million people on her Facebook page, and she has conversations about this. This is where she does a lot of her research. So you on need Facebook? To on Facebook.
Look at that Head Games.
And I'm gonna told you on my Facebook page for all those guys who come for me talking about honeybee, you need a man. Well, my answer to every last one of you guys is you need a man too. Maybe then you'll understand.
All right, MaryMorrison.com.
You talking about the listeners in Atlanta. I'm not even going to go there.
MaryMorrison.com is where you can find her. Make sure you purchase Head Games so that we can make sure all our ladies are taken care of.
So they can stay single.
3 words, and then we're letting Mary go.
Dominique LaRue.
Mary, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by, talking about Head Games.
See you later, Mary.
Woo! Okay. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, we good.
I'm not scared of Mary.
I'm sure ain't scared of Mary.
Well, when she comes to Houston, we're gonna see.
We're gonna find out.
We got more of the Al Rucker Show that is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. You have yours truly, Al Rucker. You have Se7en the Poet.
Say man.
And you have Nikki Woods.
Yeah.
And we're at that segment we call Ass of the Week.
Chirp, chirp.
Nikki, have you identified the ass of the week?
Well, it wasn't hard with this one. I don't know if you guys saw the story or not, but a man faked Down syndrome so that he could hire caregivers to bathe him and change his diapers. I mean, this is obviously a criminal offense. I mean, this is, I'm assuming this is going to be, considered some kind of an assault on people, but
no, it's not. It's a con.
Well, it's something.
That's a confidence scam.
But it sounds to me, if like you're hiring somebody to bathe you and change your diapers, it sounds like that's a sexual thing. And so I'm wondering like how the women.
Oh, he hired them.
He hired them. He pretended he had Down syndrome. He does not. He's 31. And he hired caregivers to come in and take care of him and included that bathing and changing diapers. So if a woman is bathing you nude, I'm assuming. I would think that there's some kind of assault that might be involved in that. Yeah, he would become sexually aroused as he was being bathed, according to police.
So he's crazy, man.
And see, now I gotta go ahead and give Honeybee a pass.
Yeah, that's a real head game, right there.
Badoom ching, thank you. But I mean, it's like, and obviously there's a con too, and we've seen people that have, faked having cancer and done this and taken money and raised money. But this is like a whole nother ass of the week level.
Yeah, you just trying to get somebody to bathe you and change your diaper. Who gets it kicked out of somebody wiping their butt?
Donald Trump.
You think?
Now, why Donald Trump?
Why no?
Do you know something we don't?
Nah, I just think anything disgusting is associated
You just attribute it to Donald Trump.
It's Donald Trump's fault.
That's
why we got hit with a hurricane. Is Donald
Speaking
Trump.
of ass of the week, let's do Donald Trump. Can you imagine that can you believe that he said that all of those deaths in Puerto Rico were made up by the Democrats to make him look bad?
Yeah, that dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that dude's crazy. But deep down, he's a Democrat. He's a
he said he was going to change.
Yeah.
Just so that he could run.
Yeah,
now,
so he can win.
You know what the crazy part, man? I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but it's the truth.
Go ahead.
I have not turned my TV on since he has been the president. I would not know anything about his presidency if it were not for social media.
If it weren't for Twitter. Yeah.
That is the only thing.
Yeah.
I'm just that disenfranchised and uninterested.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think that he has definitely, and it was funny because I was talking to Don Lemon from CNN, and he was just like, I hate my job. He's like, all we talk about is Trump. Like that's the news cycle. Yeah. And if you think about it, it's the truth. It's like every Trump story after another. That is CNN. Yeah. That is MSNBC, not just CNN. That's any of the major news channels. It's all about Trump.
Yeah, he's always doing something.
Has any president been in the media as much?
No.
Mm-mm. I mean, I think he'd be a close second from 44.
Yeah, but I think it was the normal reporting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that he did good things. We talked about it. We kept, he went to get his doctor's appointment. We talked about it.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we talk about is the most ridiculous. Donald Trump goes on Twitter and it's a news headline.
Yeah, but that's
It's
how
ridiculous.
I don't understand why does he feel Twitter is the way to communicate with the world. He feels that's the best way.
It's absolutely asinine to me. Absolutely. And every day I wake up like this could not be our America.
Twitter stock has to be through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, their stock has to be through the roof. Would be surprised if he owns
Facebook on Twitter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
He doesn't. I don't think he owns any. Well, he may own some stock, but not enough for us to care about it.
Yeah.
It's one of them things, man. When I get disenfranchised or something, I just cut it off.
I love how you've used disenfranchised like 3 times in this conversation already.
Yeah, because I used to like politics. I mean, it was night and day. It was like a bad date. I took a chick out and then I just didn't call her no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it was Obama. Politics. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. Oh, politics. Trump's the president.
That is funny. Very, very true. Very, very true. Absolutely true.
Trump's still shocked that he's the president. He wakes up every day and says, "I cannot believe they elected me as president."
I think he's too narcissistic to be shocked.
He was shocked the day he won. He didn't think he was won. He didn't have a cabinet put together.
I'm gonna tell you who's shocked. His wife. Every time you see that baby, she look like.
Yeah.
She looks like a deer caught in the headlights.
She
don't want to be. She does not want to be in that White House. She don't want to be in the White House.
Something. Well, you know what? We got to go.
Okay.
We got to get up out of here.
Okay.
But we appreciate David Arnold. He was so gracious to come on and kind of chop it up with Lala about social media and comedians and what that all means. So that was a lot of fun. And we had Debbie talking about how you can build your empire based on a passion. So we had a good show.
This is great. Always a good show.
I appreciate Los Angeles. I just want to shout out to them.
The whole city?
Certain stores.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Certain stores.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next show. Just how hard it was to find you sometimes when we were in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So.
Baba's always where I needed to be, though.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Chirp, chirp.
Yes.
Sorry, bye.
Yes.
And we always thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. We appreciate you interacting with us on social media.
Yes.
We're leaving. We're out the door. We got 1 foot. We will talk to you later. We will see you next time on the Al Rucker Show.
It's time for the hottest show in America. It's time for the Al Rucker Show, where you get the 411 from A to Z, special guests, and much, much more. So buckle up for a wild, wild ride. The Al Rucker Show starts now.